I can barely feel my fingers and my nose has gone pink.
Yeah.
I feel like Rudolph.
We've got one neighbour in particular who just goes mad for our plums.
Snogleg, I'm going to guess, means wooden crate.
Well, or it's
Or
just
not.
a name, yeah. Hi everyone, it is a beautiful, gorgeous day. I think today's kind of like my favorite days where it's like blue sky, it is really cold and icy and there's a hard frost on the ground. So it is an absolutely gorgeous day. I love it when it's like this. The shadows on the ground are really long and it's just really wintry and beautiful. We had really cold temperatures last night and the pond has frozen over, so that is all very icy and looking very beautiful. But today we need to crack on and actually get some stuff done in the garden and prepare for this gardening season ahead. So that means that today we're going to be working on our orchard, and let's turn around so you can see us in the sunshine. Our orchard behind us, here are all these kind of bare little trees that you can see. They need to be protected from pests and diseases into the summer, so we basically spray them with what is called a winter wash, which is basically just natural oils diluted with water, and it's just a really nice gentle way of protecting the trees from pests and diseases going into the summer, and it worked really well for us last year.
It worked really well. Today's actually the perfect day to do that because last year we did it on a slightly windy day, and because you're applying it with a sprayer, so it's like a fine mist, so when it actually, when the wind's blowing, it just goes all over the place. So because it's still today, it actually will allow us to concentrate on each and every single branch. We also did the winter wash 2 years ago. We did it in the spring, which turned out to be not the best idea in the world, purely because as soon as the actual trees are budding, you can't be applying the solutions.
Even though they're natural oils, you don't want those oils coating baby tiny bud leaves because it basically stops the buds from opening. So yeah, we really need to make sure that we do it on the trees when they're completely dormant. The goal is to just try and coat as many branches as you possibly can with the solution. It just protects them for the summer. We did notice a massive difference though in the fruit production this last summer, 2022 summer. It was really good. We got a lot of fruit, so it's definitely worth doing the winter wash for sure to protect the trees and make them nice and healthy.
And I think we're actually doing this in the nick of time because I can actually see that there are buds beginning to form now, but they're not buds, but you can definitely see the formation of something, so I think we're doing it just in the nick of time.
Yeah. The pond is kind of semi-iced over, so it's all icy here, and then up where the inlet is on that side, it's still just watery, but look how still it is. It's so lovely when it's like this. We currently have about 7 or 8 apple trees, mostly I think Bramley apples, or I think some Prince Alberts, and then we've got about 4 plum trees, Victoria plums. I think we've got 2 damsons and 1 quince. This is the quince here right behind me. Quince is a bit tricky to deal with. We got a lot of fruit off it last year, but they're quite difficult fruit to peel, and then you have to boil them down and make them into a kind of like a syrup, and that's supposed to be really delicious, like a jam. So that's supposed to be really delicious. We might try and do that this year. The plums are absolutely just so easy and so delicious, and so much you can do with them, and I absolutely love the plums. And then the apples, we kind of tend to eat apples, but not really too many, so we tend to kind of give boxes of apples away to our friends and neighbours in the area. And then the plums as well, we've got one neighbour in particular who just goes mad for our plums. so any extra plums go to him and he really enjoys them. There's just nothing like eating fruit straight from your garden. The taste is just amazing. They just taste so, you just kind of remember what fruit was supposed to taste like when you can taste it from your garden. garden. It's just so rich, and the sweetness is there, but so is the tartness. So it's just, oh, I just absolutely love it. We're going to restock our logs in the house because we're running a bit low and we're expecting possibly some snow tomorrow. We've got log bins in our garage, and then this is our log store. So as you can see where Mars is now, that's kiln dried logs, which we get from a sustainable local source supplier. And then on that side, that's all of our wood. That's basically wood that we take from the garden. We prune it out of the garden in like January, February. It could be branches that have come down in storms. It could be dead, damaged, diseased branches that we need to trim out of the trees to keep them maintained and healthy. And then we'll basically, instead of just putting them on the compost heap or burning them, we'll basically come up here and we'll strip them all down and chop them into small pieces and then put them on this side, which we then use for kindling. So we dry them out here for about a year and a half. And then we'll move them into the bins in the garage. And then as and when we need wood inside the house, we'll just come out to the garage and take it from the garage. So you can see here what I mean by how kind of the variation of things that it literally is clippings from the garden. So it could be anything from little twigs that we pick up off the floor. So that's all of these things. So we just literally go around the garden and we just pick anything up that's fallen. And then these are things that we've actually just chopped out, maybe additional branches or things that are just, you know, not growing as they should be or in the right place. Take some of these top ones because they're a bit loose and
Cool.
the squirrels keep knocking them down.
Yeah, good idea. That was a productive session. We have successfully managed to refill the bins in the garage, and more importantly, it's given us a lot of space now on the log store to be able to process all of the pruning that we're going to be doing in the weeks to come. If the weather actually maintains and stays like this, hopefully we'll be able to get out and start doing some of those jobs maybe even later this week or certainly next week.
So just as well, we got the logs done yesterday because we did have snow through the night, and we've had a bit more snow this morning, and it is just starting to melt a little bit because the sun is trying to come out. There's Olive. Hello. But we are expected to have more snow this afternoon and into the evening as well. So typically when it gets to kind of 5 degrees or less, or it's snowing, that's when we'll put the fires on, and that just kind of helps us out with our heating, doesn't that?
Yeah, it does. We've got an air source heat pump, and we just find that whenever the temperatures drop below 5, it just becomes a little bit less efficient. So we just put the fires on in this room and the room next door just to help get the temperatures up.
Yeah.
And it just helps with our heating.
So Mars is putting that fire on, and it's my job to go and clean out the fire in the dining room. So this is how we clean our glass on a wood burning stove, and it's really nice because it's toxic free, chemical free, Doesn't require any products, and the only thing that you've really got to purchase is the kitchen roll. Another thing I've learned is to always wear a dark top when you do this, because the first couple of times I did it, I ended up with coal marks all over my sleeves. So you just dip your tissue into some water and get it quite damp, and then you just want to gently touch on any white bits of ash. So you don't want any bits that are like lumpy or scratchy, any black bits. You just want the really soft white ash like that. So where you can see that there's black marks from the wood there, I'm just going to take this and it just applies like a little grey paste. And if you can hear any scratching, you want to stop immediately and change your tissue and get a new piece, because that means you've actually accidentally got a bit of coal in there. So if it's nice and smooth paste, and we just wash that around this glass. Don't put this on anything because it will stain. Thankfully we've got the black slate. And you just do it again with a clean piece with some tissue and water, and you just wipe that off. You can see it all coming off nicely, and hey presto, a nice clean glass. Just really give it a nice wipe to make sure it's really dry, that glass, because you don't want that glass wet. You don't want any moisture inside your wood burning stove. And that's it. Really, really simple, easy, eco-friendly, and never fails. So we've decided to get a sneaky walk out before all the snow melts, because I think that's it. The snow is going to melt today, and then tomorrow we've got full sun again, and it's really sunny now. So we thought we'd take you out for a quick snowy walk. I think the goal of this walk is to not fall over. It's so slippy. It's like a powder snow, but literally like 1 millimeter underneath that is just ice. They'll be happy tomorrow once it's melted and they get the grass again. Good afternoon. Yeah, very inquisitive. We are a source of entertainment. Oh. You gonna go too?
No, we don't actually get a lot of it out where we live. We typically get the occasional fall like it is today, but we've never really had a seriously big
The very first year,
snow dump, really.
Yeah, the very first year we moved here, it was really thick. All around us was thick, wasn't it?
A couple of inches, yeah. It's always so quiet, isn't it? When,
we're actually, I don't know if it'll pick us up on the microphone, but we're actually echoing. Wow, it is so gorgeous up here. You can hear the snow melting, so there's some drops, and then you can hear the sheep crunching on the snow as they walk because it's so icy, and just the birds tweeting. And just over there, I'm gonna go check out that pond. It is so unbelievably beautiful. I can't tell you how gorgeous it is. I really hope that the hills in the background are coming out because it's so magical. Are we going to carry on or are we going to turn around?
I think we might have to turn around. I can barely feel my fingers and my nose has gone pink.
Yeah.
I feel like Rudolph.
I can't feel my fingers anymore. They're really, really icy. We're going to stop here at the oak tree and turn around because it's just getting too icy. Look at that. Well, it's been a lovely walk.
It's been really nice.
But very icy.
It was a good idea.
Oof.
Definitely need a coffee now.
And a chocolate cookie.
Yeah.
We're back in the studio today, and today we need to build some crates. These are crates that I've finally found. I have been looking for crates basically to go onto that bottom shelf where we keep our winter veg, so our pumpkins, our potatoes, our shallots, our onions, that kind of thing. And at the moment we've just got a hodgepodge of different things. So we've got some plastic crates, we've got some cardboard boxes, that kind of thing. And I wanted to just tidy it up, get it uniformed, get something that is going to be nice and breathable. So these being wood are just a nice natural fiber, and they've got the slats in, so hopefully the air will circulate nicely. And then I'll just line them with some hessian. So Mars is starting to put them together.
This is the Knoglig from IKEA.
Yes.
Knoglig, I'm going to guess, means wooden crate.
Well, or it's
Or
just
not.
a name, yeah. So we're going to build 5 of those.
Yeah,
and
they're super easy actually.
Are they?
Yeah, I just looked at the instructions. Normally IKEA stuff can be a little bit, when it comes to furniture, a little bit tricky, but this is super easy.
Okay, great. That's going to be our little job for today, and then that will really just tidy that space up and allow me to use those boxes, which I kind of actually need to use in other spaces for other things. It'll free those boxes up for me again, and we'll have a nice little uniformed wooden crate area there for our winter veg.
You're not allowed to stand on them.
Okay. That's it. Job done. They look really good, don't they?
Yeah, bish bosh bang.
Yeah, they look really smart. I'm really pleased with them, and they're a great size. So I think they're going to be.
They're actually quite sturdy. They're very light, but they're quite well made. They're quite robust.
Yeah, I would definitely. I'd recommend them if you're looking for some harvesting boxes. They're pretty good going.
And they look smart. At least they would.
Yeah, at least I would. Yeah, exactly. So I think that wraps up this week's vlog.
It certainly does.
I'm starving. I'm ready for some lunch.
Me too.
What do you think it's going to be?
I think we'll have fish cakes with a poached egg.
Ooh, tasty.
Quite
Yeah,
nice.
that's a big good
With
one.
some hot sauce.
Lovely. So I hope you've enjoyed this week's vlog. I think next week it's going to be very physical. There's going to be a lot of work to do in the garden.
Yeah, the weather forecast says there's no more snow. It's supposed to be sunny and a bit warmer.
Yeah.
So we're going to be out and pruning.
Yeah, getting the power tools out,
Yeah.
and we're going to be trimming the hedgerows and some of the trees, and that can get quite physical. You can get quite a bit of a workout going. So I think
Yeah,
we're going
they're
to
lengthy jobs, but they're good. You know, it gets the heart going.
It does get, it's a bit of cardio, yeah. Next week is going to be a big one, and I hope you've enjoyed this week's vlog and you found it relaxing to watch. And I think that snowy walk would have been really lovely.
Yeah,
So I hope you enjoyed that, and we will see you in the next vlog. Take care. See you soon. Bye.